Good afternoon, everyone. Are you able to hear me? Sorry for today, I only have one monitor, so it will be a little bit more difficult for me to keep everything on a different screen. I guess you're hearing me.
Yes, I can hear you.
So everyone is already there, so we will start right now. As you can see, I moved the LPOS and the LBus to my own computer. So I'm not using the virtual machine today since my virtual machine didn't have any serial port. So if there is stuff in French, I apologize. It's really because my computer is in French, but normally it will not affect this training. The only thing that will be in French will be, let's say here under Airbus, it will say gestion détail instead of the English version, which I don't remember from the top of my head right now. Today, what we will be doing, it will be the peripherals. So I have a scanner scale, I have a receipt printer that I will be configuring with you today. Um, sorry, I'm just seeing. Okay, just wanted to make sure that everyone was answered. So um, just for generic information before we start, with the POS, you can use three type of peripheral. So you can go either with the serial connection, USB, or OPAS. The one that we prefer at Logivision is really the serial connection. Since we have more control, it's easier for us to see what is not working properly. You're always, of course, authorized to use USB if you're using a scanner with keyboard wedges work very well. Also with receipt printer, most of the big brand like Epson, SNBC, Stars offer a virtual COM port, so we can plug the printer using USB and convert it in the computer to a serial connection. So that's also available. OPAS is less used. Let's To be honest, we have some customer with receipt printer that do use it uh, all the time, but we don't have the same control. So we cannot decide when to open the drawer and when to print and when not to print. So we have less control on OPAS. That's something we were trying to avoid, but there's always a way to make it work. Um, when you want to know if the model that you're planning to use with LPOS or LBus is supported, the best thing to do is to go to the POS setup, peripherals. Here, this is the window for peripherals. So we have a tab for each device that you can connect to the POS. When you go to printer, we have select printer, details, and here we can select our device. So when we use serial, we only recommend to use POS printer DLL. I see someone's trying to join. Oh, no, it's okay. The POS printer DLL. This is used. This was made internally for the serial communication. So under configure here, we have all our POS printer model that we support with the software. So that's the list that we recommend of using with the POS. Normally, all the options are there, um, since they are the most common. Just to show you for the other, it's printer is the most complex one because we have to go to two tabs to select the option. But when you go to scanner, it is directly there. So we select scanner DLL, configure. We have the list right there to see which scanner are supported with Logivision. And this is always accessible, even if you, let's say if you have a POS on your computer, you can access it from any machine. The list is the same on all POS. Of course, if we add a new one, you might need to go to the latest version. But as we speak right now, this year there wasn't any addition or even 2020 yet. Scale, it's the same procedure. So we select scale DLL that we made. We have the list and we have the model and the brand there. For drawer, this is rarely used right now since we're most of the time plugging the drawer into the receipt printer. So this tab for drawer is really if you have a serial drawer that is plugged directly to the computer. If your receipt printer is if your drawer is plugged in the receipt printer, um, you will not need this configuration. MSR is getting rare, but the best way for MSR, the DLL, we do have some model that we support, but they are quite old. So what we recommend now is to go with the keyboard wedge MSR. So it will act like a keyboard. So when you will swipe, instead of when you will swipe, the information will be put like if you were typing it on your keyboard. So you can use it in any program that we offer, or even in Notepad. For bank, that's I guess the part that will be most interesting. So here we have all the bank that we support. The most common one for the US is DataCap, EMVUS, DCAP PDCX, and Microtracks. So this will be the one that you will be using. Microtracks is using NCR connected payment, so that's their old name. Most of the configuration is not done on the POS; it is done on the NCR connected payment portal. So here we just tell it where the NCR configuration is saved. DataCap, EMVUS, and DCAP PD6 look very the same. Okay. So when we do the configuration for DataCap, we have all the pin pad lists that's coming from the DSI client, so you can see directly which pin pad are supported or not. This list is not coming from us; it's really from the DataCap website. So you can see all well. There's a few, and they have also the bank that they are interfacing to. With DataCap, we have a NettyPay server that is installed normally on the server. So when they are asking for the server list, we enter the IP or the name of the computer that is running the NettyPay server. And for DataCap, that's mostly it for the configuration. Of course, there will be the button. So I was mentioning yesterday that in each bank, we do have an info tab. So when you go to info, we see which button can be configured. So to do credit and debit will be function 104, but with the card argument card to do credit and debit on the same button. You have a menu to create the to load the EMV parameter. And that again, DCAP EMV really apply only to the US market, not the Canadian. So for the Canadian dealer, we are not using bank anymore. We're using plugin. So we have a little, well, not so the one that we're using for the Canadian market are Ingenico Telium, Desjardins Flex, Moneris IPP 320, TDGen all-in-one, and I think I'm missing. Yeah, on my system there's a new one called Ingenico DM 5000. So that's the option we can use. So in Canada, normally the bank that we support are Global, Moneris, and Payment Tech. We did add recently 11 and First Data. This solution is normally semi-integrated, so we connect directly to the bank. There is no middleware like in the US for Microtracks or DataCap, so we're talking directly with the bank. We'll not go in depth for the bank since there are two really different world for the configuration. So for some of you who will be still using Pull Display, it is still an option that is available. Even though they are becoming rare on the in the store. I don't, to be honest, I don't recall the last time I saw a Pull Display in a store. But as if some people still use them, it's similar to the other DLL. We can select the model from a list that is predefined. There is generic one too, so we have a generic Epson. So normally, if you have any Epson module, it will work with the generic configuration because they are all sharing the same. Do you guys have any question? I should bring up the chat if I want to see it, huh? Yes, Mark, there is. How did you get to that screen? Oh, I can show you, Mark. Just one sec. There's two marks. Sorry for the confusion here. Do you support coin changer dispenser? Yes, we do have one. How is it called already? I think is I know one dealer that always call Telequip. Yes, Telequip. That's right. We do support Telequip. Thank you for the information. Thank you for the name, Mark. Yes, we do interface to Telequip. How do I get to that screen? I went to POS setup. I selected peripherals, and it brings me the peripherals where I have all the different tabs. I don't know if you can hear the radio behind me. I can hear it over my headset. I just want to make sure that you're not hearing the music from the office. Let me know if it's bothering you at some point. But the radio is pretty far away, so I will not turn it up right now. What is printer or surname name in the KISS? I'm sorry, I'm not sure to understand, Remy, your question here. What is the printer scanner is not on the list. Sorry, if I scroll down. We have a form that we call a wish list. You can send a request to the sales team. They will evaluate if the device that you want to add is something that we want to move forward or not. Of course, if there is a lot of requests for the same device, it's easier to promote it and have it done by the dev team to add it. That's usually the procedure that we take. There is a lot of device that most of the time they work the same. So I know that Stars and SNBC, when they are releasing a printer, it works the same way as the Epson. That so they have a way to emulate, let's say, an Epson, so we can use that configuration to use it. You miss how I got there, Brendan. So when I click the POS setup, so top left corner, I select my license, and now I have peripherals. You cannot do it from the back office, Mark. You need to do it from the point of sale. The peripherals cannot be configured on the back office. It can only be configured on the POS. So are you guys all able to go to peripherals now? And Remy, what do you mean by download driver from internet? I'm not too sure to understand here. We do have some driver that we do download, mostly for existing device. So we can download for the let's say the Epson Virtual COM port. That's a driver from the Epson website. We have the Ingenico Virtual COM port to driver for PinPad USB that we download. When you do the change, let's see, if you configure one lane and they're all using the same model, the only thing that will not be that will not be shared with all the lane is the COM port configuration. Let me just show you with the receipt printer that I have right now. I have a TMT885. So if I select it from my list, bus printer DL, first one. From my list here, so TMT885. So the other POS will know that all the POS will share that they are using a TMT885. The only thing they will not know is that which COM port they are on. So this is unique per lane, but the model and the general settings, if they are using a drawer or not, is shared between all the lanes. You can use USB peripherals, Crystal, but we recommend to use really the USB to serial virtual COM port that is given by the brand. So in that case, my Epson TMT885, I'm using the Epson TM virtual port assignment tool. So if I open it, you can see here that on I'm using. Am I able to see the detail? Yeah, so I'm using a USB printer, but I created a virtual COM port in my Windows using the Epson tool to be able to talk to it. Hold on, someone joining. Oh, two chats at the same time. I'll show you that right now, Mark, for the logo. I'm actually right in the window. So when we go to configure our receipt printer under Advanced, we can see the specification of each receipt printer based on their manual. So if my memory is good for the Epson, is it in this one? Oh, here it is. So for the logo, here is the information. So it need to be a bitmap monochrome. The maximum pixel is 2040 by 384, and the size must be below 12 kilobyte. But of course, if you go with a bitmap monochrome, it's very easy to be under that settings. To configure the logo, actually, it's just before that. So if I close everything and go back to my main window, here is the logo. So you can use this button, select the image you're looking for. In my case, I need to find one that is black and white here. And that's how you configure the logo. Yeah, I can go to device manager. Right now, you can see that my Epson is COM port 8, and I have a physical COM port 1 on the machine. But yeah, that's what I will do. So for my printer, I know that it's COM 8. I really roll it down. So if I continue my printer configuration, my Epson TMT 885, since I haven't saved, I have to start over. Okay. So under advanced, we were seeing here for the detail for the logo. So on each model, we mention it. Under general, this is where I will tell it for the receipt printer that I have a cache drawer. So there will be a new tab at the top saying that I have a cache drawer. So when I check that, I tell my system that my cache drawer is plugged into my receipt printer and that the receipt printer need to control it. When you do a configuration going in advance, that's the only thing to configure. We do have a knowledge base article explaining that. We do have also this in the help file. Of course, if you call the support, we will know exactly what to do. So here in my case, my receipt printer does not use a maker. It's less popular, but I know that some people on the side of the border still like to use maker. We do support maker with one NCR receipt printer, and the other one is the Epson TMH6000. I don't recall from the top of my head what is the NCR one. We'll see it later today. I'll show it to you in the list. Communication. This is where I will be controlling my COM port. There is also option for parallel port. On Windows 10, it's very difficult since it is not supported anymore. So I don't recommend that you go with the parallel printer. Keep it to serial. So now I will select my COM port, which is 8. We have a default for the communication. So all this information here that you have baud rate, parity, data bit, sub-bit, and shake, etc. This we have something default. So when to use it, we click the communication default button, and it will change the setting for us. It tells us also what we need to do on the device itself. So underneath, I have 2 dip switches that I can change. So they are already set to the correct settings. But if it was a scanner scale, which we will see later, it will tell you on which page of the manual go scan the following barcode. But we will see it right after. So the next tab, sorry, is test. Here I can open my communication with my receipt printer. So I have a success. Change to 24. Are you able to hear me, guys? I'm so sorry. I just got a blue screen of death. I'll be back in a sec. I'm so sorry. I'm back. Can you hear me? I got the blue screen of death on the computer while doing the presentation. I don't know if you heard me when it crashed, but sorry about that. Let me just restart everything and share my screen. Yeah. Just resharing my screen. But if it happened again, I'll be quicker on the switching. I have my laptop under my screen, so I will be able to use it. So, where was I? Correct, Luca. So if you activate a device, a peripherals on one lane, it will apply to all. We have a way to make it unique per terminal, but by default, it will apply to all. So 7 login. Oh, I'm using shortcut. I'll stop that right away. Peripheral. So I was trying to configure my Epson printer. Let's hope it doesn't do the same error again. Sorry, I'm still there. I might sound like I'm gone, but I'm still there. Okay. Why did I go to configuration? So going back to peripherals, I can show you another little trick on the POS. If you put your mouse on it, you click once and you hold Control and Shift for 5 seconds. There'll be a little prompt saying mouse stay active, stay visible. Sorry, and this will allow you to see the information. See that waiting room. Let me just add them. Oh, they are not anymore. They are 26. Too much? Too many? Oh, people are in doubles. I get the you left when I got my blue screen dead. You were wondering why. It's still recording. You're seeing my screen. I just wanted to make sure it was set properly. Okay. So, of course, since it crashed, I got the program was not properly shut down since my computer restarted. So that's an urgent message that I have. To delete the urgent message, I can go here with the delete current log file. Yes, the information is still kept. We have the view log button here or under module that you can access view log and view log. If you want to see an urgent message that was deleted, you can right click on the red U and to see the history, to see what message were happened in the past.
How far back can you go as far as looking up history of messages in view log?
I don't think there's a configuration for that, but let me just take a look. No, so it's they are kept forever. Oh, Luca, I'm mentioning that the screen is frozen. Is anyone else having the same situation? Do you see my screen moving? Okay. So if I go to peripherals again, and let's hope I don't get a blue screen of death. actually, Mark, it will not get really that big. I can see. I think I have on my computer a setup from a customer. Let me just show the desktop. This is the one. Is it? No. Oh, this one here. I'll just add. If I go C, the urgent H, so it's saved in a file and not in the database. Currently, my folder is 12 kilobytes, so it's fairly small. And I think I've been running this LBus since 2013. I will. So it's only keep it only keep 3 months. I'm sorry. So there's a setting. So they are kept only for 3 months. They're not kept forever. So like the log in the system, we keep the log for 60 days. 90 days, sorry, not 60, 90 days. So that's following the same configuration. For journal, it's really forever, but for the log and in general with LBus and LPUS, we're keeping them for 90 days maximum. So let's try to configure my printer once more. That's being saved. This print. So it is printing. I can see it. You can't, but I can. So my printer is configured in my POS. So by default, the receipt printer is not on the POS. I'm nearly empty. Paper is nearly empty. That's also the icon down here that we see with the red line on it. So the paper nearly empty. By default, if I do a transaction and I complete it with cash, it will not print the receipt. If I want the receipt to print on every transaction, there is an option to activate it. Oh, here it is, more function. So just under subtotal, more function, go to list printer function and receipt on off. So at the bottom, you see right now I have my paper roll that is nearly empty. The LPUS logo. Oh, I'm pointing with my finger. I should point with my mouse. That would be better. So here we have the icon. So when I will turn on the receipt printer, there will be an extra icon for the receipt printer. If I do a transaction now and complete it with cash, it will print the receipt right away. Okay, and now we will go to, oh, sorry, I see a question for Mark. No problem, no problem. Yes, Jimmy, there's a way to make it ask yes or no for receipt, and also we can email the receipt if we want to do that. It's integrated into LBus. We can email the receipt directly to the customer email address. We have an option of using the customer account email, or we can prompt for the cashier to type in the email address to send the receipt. I will go to Mark question. Sorry, jumping over for scanner. Is there a help doc per brand model for programming requirements? There is. I'll show you. Actually, that's the next step that we're going for that. When we don't have the manual, we don't provide the manual, so you need to have the manual on your side. But when we configure, let's say, a scanner, in my case, I'll be doing the very not recent Magellan SL. From my list, I will select the Magellan SL single cable. It's COM port 1. When I do the get device default, it will, oh, this one does not. Let me go get one that is more recent with the information. Where are you, Data Logic? Or Metro Logic? I'm looking for the 9800i. Here it is, 9800i. So if I go to communication and do get device default, it tells to go to set scanner scale to factory setting. That's on the programming guide on page 98. That's the information that we provide for scanner scale. If there's any requirement that we need to do some change for the configuration. If the scanner scale support to have a hand scanner plug into it, I know that the 9800i does. it will go through the same port. It will work with the POS. Of course, you can always use a USB scanner, but we've seen the 9800i work with that with no problem. Yeah, connection to main scanner. Oh, and scanner not programmed as keyboard wedge, but as OPAS. We can only have one scanner using the scanner tab. So if you want, let's say that you have a 98, you have like me a Magellan SL scanner scale, and you want to configure Datalogic GD4400, sorry, the GD4400 will have to use keyboard wedge. So we can only have in the peripherals one scanner at a time. Is it answering your question? Correct. Yes, Mark. And for Remy, always to COM port 1. Well, no, not always COM port 1. Here, the only physical COM port that I have on my computer is 1. So that's why I'm using 1 right now. But it would depend on where you plug it when you're on site. If you want to use COM port 23, you can. But right now, I'm really limited since my desktop computer only have 1 COM port. Get device default. So let's try to make the scanner work. Okay, that's good. I see positive stuff. Enable device. And it's making a crazy noise. So that's scanning. Great. This one is configured to include the prefix. The A is the prefix. So I will just make a little change to remove it for my personal preference. So that's and I did the change incorrectly. Oh. So here I removed the A from the beginning, so it's easier for us to track. I did found some barcodes in the office. It was not that easy since no one is there, but we do have some old stuff hanging around. Now for the scale, it's a single cable configuration, so I will be using the same COM port. Magellan SL. Do I go in kilogram or pound? Let's go. Let me just see what I have on the bold display. I don't want to. It's in kilo, so I'll leave it in kilo. COM2, same COM port. We'll open. Oh, COM2, COM1. For USB, for the scanner, if it's keyboard wedge, you just plug and play, actually. That's it. But there is a definition table here. I'm not quite there yet. We'll be looking to it. So let me put some weight on the scale. Read weight. So my phone is weighing 225 grams. So I have a scanner scale configured. So if I go to the POS and I scan, it will not work because the item does not exist. Oh. Oh. Ah. Okay. I'm okay. So let me show you how to configure your scanner in maintenance to use the scanner to create the items that I have right now. So I go to item, file, scanner. If it's a USB, again, it's keyboard wedge. So the configuration I'm doing for serial will not apply to you. My scanner is the Magellan SL. COM port 1. Open, enable. And It doesn't work. What have I done? What? Scanner scale are not the same as an L scanner when they are shared with the same program. So sometimes it do create situation like that. No, it's in. Yeah, I know. Did not receive expected. This. Looks like the programmer have broken my scanner. Ah, this is it. The two DLLs are not the same, so they're not working the same way. I believe if I replace them to match the same configuration. So I know. You still work. Your short barcodes, you're being silly. Okay. Oh, my name is starting by 8, isn't it? We log out, go to maintenance. Okay. Then I will not try to use my scanner in LBus. It doesn't seem to want me to use it today. Sorry for that. It do work. We have a lot of customers using it. Maybe they are not using scanner scale. The choice of scanner was really limited when I got to the office. Actually, that's the only one I have. Well, Markin, the only situation where it matters is really when you have UPCE. Sorry, when we are on to expand. So we are forced to use 6-digit. We recommend not using the check digit. Some customers do use the check digit. The system can handle both, but only for to expand UPCE, it will not work. So I'll just make sure that I'm not using my scanner anymore to prevent any conflict. Not the right POS. I'm sorry, that's my POS that I use for testing. It doesn't look so great either. As you can see, the design scale are not better on that one. Yeah, so just to go back, Mark, to your question, yes, it can be a storage choice. We need to decide either if we go with including the change digit or excluding it. We cannot go with both configuration. It's one or the other. Again, for UPC, it's better to not use the check digit because the function inside LBOS and LPOS to expand the barcode work without the check digit. And let me show you. I will show you the definition. Well, I wanted to create first my items. This one. Then in file, do you want to set it? Yes. So I'll say that it's 125. So automatically, if an item is not found and I end the transaction, it will print me a slip with the item information so I can create it in the back office. On the receipt, I do have the information, so I created it. I said that my item 3612321606 new item was part of subdepartment 10. It is a Kleenex box, and it is 125. So when I create the item at the POS, if I try to scan it now, it's working. The other item that I have with me today is some Post-it. Sorry, I guess you're hearing the. Oh, I had to say yes. It will be $3.99. Oh, subdepartment. I'll go with meat, even though it's Post-it. Oh, 99 cents. Why not? Since I made the typo, I'll stick to it. Post-it. And I said meat, which is subdepartment 172. And my price is 99 cents. That's created. So if I scan my Post-it now, they are coming Post-T. Well, it's Post-T-I instead of Post-it. And now I have a third item that I want to create. And this one doesn't scan for an unknown reason. So let's go see why my scanner is not detecting it. Okay. If return me an error saying selected terminal is busy or not responding. So let's go see and test what it's showing me here. So it's starting by 8. Oh, I know that in the POS, there's a feature called special order, and this feature, special order, always start by is looking for PLU that are starting by 8 to recall a special order that was done in the past. So under POS setup system advanced, I will tell it to not look for the 8 anymore. So advanced is the AD. Control F, special order. And here barcode leading special order digit. So I'll change it to Z99 just so it doesn't conflict with all my items starting by 8. This one is indeed starting by 8. Now if I scan it at the POS, it will return me PLU not found. Yes, so I will put that's 500 sheets, 20 pounds. So let's go with I just have the I read up the label. I don't carry the whole box. Grocery tax, and it will be $5.99. So I will create the item. Amster paper. And subdepartment 11, which is grocery taxable. $5.99. Now I have all my 3 items working. Let me do a deploy change. Sorry, it's not the same mouse that I have at home, and I'm clicking sometimes just beside you. Can you show the? Oh, that's based probably on my regional settings. Pretty sure we can. Since I'm in French, it's the other way around. I don't know if it was, where is region? Region. Yeah, if I go to, yeah, that's probably because I'm on my French, because yesterday we were doing it on the virtual machine. So if I go back to the virtual machine, it was easier for me to test peripherals on my real computer than on the virtual machine. Oh, yes, I have 2 terminals, but yeah, it's mostly because of my regional settings. So yeah, it conflicts. If I change them to English right now, I have to restart the whole computer. So I will not do it now, but that's really base. If you're in the US, it will show the dollar sign before the amount, and if you're in French, it will be after. And what is Amster paper? It's a brand, actually, Crystal. I'm sorry. It's Amster for us is a brand that deliver office supply. So they have a pack of 500 sheets from Amster. So that's why I'm using the name. It's I don't know how to describe it any other way, but it's a supply office store that delivers stuff to business. So if I go with my 3, I did not do it properly. Uh-huh. Yeah. Why are you not working? Did my barcode change while I played with the paper? What? Huh. I entered the check digit by mistake. Ah, thank you, Tom. Yeah, I entered the check digit. My bad. So I'll try to keep my 3 items not too far away. And I will use one of them as a so one thing that might be not simple to understand is the with the scanner, we have something called the definition table. I will start with this one first. When you go to peripheral scanner definition table, it will only apply to the serial scanner. So this, if you're using a keyboard wedge, this setting will only apply to a serial scanner. There is another location for the keyboard wedge, but let's start with the serial scanner since that's what I have right now. So when I scan my items, I have a match found on line 6. So here on the right, under the alpha, what you see right now, it's showing 15. That's line 15. So if I go to 13, so line 6 is the one here. When I scan, it finds the information on line 6. So if I want to, they will probably mostly be all on line 6 since they are all UPCA. Yeah. So what I can do, I can say that one of my items, let's say the hamster one, since it's the easiest for me to scan on the scanner, I can make it act differently. So this barcode, which is okay, 814-653-02620. That's my barcode. So again, well, that again, sorry, just to start on the right, I'll explain what are the type of information we can filter on when we're doing a barcode. So the main one is called key. So when we set the key, if I highlight 184 and put them as a key, every barcode that will start by 184 and that are 11-digit long will be processed through that line every time. So the key is really to make a unique distinction to the barcode and make them be for something specific. If we see here underneath, we have the A2. So A is the prefix, but usually all the barcode that start by 2 are for price embedded item. So the third, the part in red is the PLU number. So this will be seen as the PLU number. So this need to match what we have under maintenance here, item. So the PLU number is the information here. So the red part will always be your PLU number. And here, the blue part is the price. So if my barcode was 8212345, and I'll have a 0. So the just to be clear here, the 0 here, that is nothing. Let's say it's just black, it's being ignored. And the part here in bracket, it's just to tell the system add 50 in the middle of this barcode. So if I type in the following item that doesn't exist, I have a 0, and I see that my price will be 599. No dot, sorry, 599. Enter. On line 7, no function defined on line 7. Oh, let's put that like that. So it triggered line 8, which is my line that I was showing you. So it sent my information. So my 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and all the 0 that are being added are my PLU, and my price will be 599 at the POS. So if in LBus I create this situation, but let me just remove the A so it's easier for me to do it here. So I will create line 6, Y6. Set this. So let me get rid of this one. So it's that's the following. So I will create this PLU. So 2 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 and 5 0. 2 1 2 3 4 5. New. Grocery taxable. This is not the right place. This is price embedded item. So I will tell the system, if you remember properly, for the price, I will change the method to I for being weight calculated. I will set it to 89 per kilogram. I'm sorry, my computer is in French again, so it will be showing kilogram. This item, it will be price required, and it is manual weight and scalable. Manual weight is because, I do have a, no. So I'll go with manual weight because I have probably, no, I'm okay. So scalable. So if I scan this information in the POS, it should give me the price again of $5.99. If I did it properly, who knows? And I did not, because here I'm using my keyboard and not using the scanner. So I did make the change under the scanner definition table, but it only apply what I did here to the if I use a serial connection. So if I want this to work, I'll have to go to my definition table that I have under POS setup system, because there's two, one for the keyboard and one for the serial connection. I think I'll replace my paper roll very shortly. So under I'm so sorry. Yeah, it would not what to do in Division. I agree. My computer is really not being kind with me. Okay, I think I'm back. Okay. Sorry about the situation. Let's hope it doesn't do it again. I'm trying to show you the definition table. So I was saying that there is two definition table. One is used for the keyboard and also replace my paper roll while my computer was restarting. So there is one definition table that is used when you're using your keyboard or keyboard wedge scanner. And the other one that I was working on is only for serial device. Log into Albus first. So definition table. I was working with this line here, so that's where's my item? It is. I don't remember. That's my item. Notepad when it crashed. Okay, I can open Notepad. That's okay. Starting to be scared of what I'm doing now. Here we're still in peripheral, so I'll go to the other definition table and show you. You will see it's not very different from the one under. I went back to peripherals. The habit. So under system. This we will go through later on today, so I will explain all the tabs. So now let's go directly to PLU, And at the bottom here, there's another definition table. So that's the one used for the enter key. So let's just copy what we have from the other one that I was working with here. So I was saying that this was my PLU. This is my key, so it needs to be starting by 2. I ignore 1 digit, and this is my price. The option for extend is really for extend. So if I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, and I set them to extend, this will allow me to make the PLU bigger. So if I enter 6 digit, it will convert my PLU to from a UPC-E to a UPC-A. Account, the fifth option, account, is to call a customer account. So if you have customer card with an identification, let's say they are starting by CS, so that's my customer card, and I have well, not right now, it's showing extend. Let's just put it in gray, and no, sorry, CS will be my key, and no. Okay, and my customer will be 4-digit long. So let me just remove to be my key. I will set it as account. So every time I will have a barcode starting by CS and any numbers that are 4-digit long, it will use my line. Let's go with an extra digit because it's using the extend one. So here it will use my line for it, and it will call the customer account that is matching the number that I have here. The cashier will work the same. So CL for clerk. Let's remove the account part, set it as a key. 789. Everything is a key. Let's remove it and set it as cashier. So if I have a clerk that is ID is the following, it will use the line 5 and call the matching, well, log in the matching cashier to the POS. 7 is custom, so it can be any button from the setup that you create, so you can send any barcode there to do whatever you want. So the possibility are nearly infinite. So you can use button to trigger to trigger something, to do a discount or anything. So that's really the only limit is your imagination, or actually your customer imagination. So I know that sometimes they want to do a tricky discount that we don't know how to figure it out. So that will allow us to do them. And the last one that's not obvious is for GS1 coupon. So that's a coupon, again, that is being given by the manufacturer. It depends on the one in your area, but they also have a key that you will have to define to find out how they start. Normally, they are very, very, very long barcodes, so they are not anything simpler. You need absolutely an image barcode to be able to scan them. So my old Magellan SL here is not an image scanner. It can't scan this type of barcode. It's really basic. Do you have any question on the definition table? I might have been quick on that. Maybe there's something that some information that are not that clear. So to when you're using your keyboard, oh well, let me show you actually. That was what I was going for, to do a real test. Let me just remember what I did, because I don't. That's my PLU. Okay. So when you're using the yes, so the definition table under serial is only for a serial under peripherals. I'm sorry, is only for a serial scanner. So under peripherals, it will only be used by the scanner that we configure here. The definition table here is unique to that. The one under PLU, under system PLU, sorry, is for manual entry or for a keyboard wedge scanner. I'm sorry, I talked to Siri. And they have some question for me. Sorry about that. Is it more clear, Crystal, or maybe? So here, when I will do my test to scan my item that I created with the price embedded of 599. To bring up the keyboard, you can double click where you have the blinking cursor. So you can just double click, it will bring it up, and you can paste the information there instead of typing everything. So normally, if I do, yeah, so here. So my barcode, if I just bring it back here, my price is 599 here. So that 0 is ignored. No, that 0 is part of the price. This one is ignored, and this is my PLU. So under my definition table, if I go back to C, PLU definition table, the line that I added was the line 2. So the first part is my PLU number, add 50 to it, ignore the 0, and all the rest will be part of the price. You have any question? Yes, for sure, for sure. My example is not set like that, but yes, I can do the change. I didn't went to the right place. So I go back to POS setup system PLU. Thank you. So here, if I go here, well, it will not be a UPC anymore, but I can add another digit at my my barcode. So let's say at my line in the definition. So let me create the barcode so I can. So I'm ignoring this 0. My price will be 125.99. Let's save that. I'm being slow. Wrong. I should have tested what I did. Oh, it's going to line 1. Let me get rid of that. Line 1. Okay. And here it is, 125.99.
So there needs to be a 0 in between that UPC and your price to differentiate the two. Excuse me.
No, I can remove it.
So okay.
If I want to go, let's say over 1,000, I can make the 0 to be blue. Apply, okay. In my barcode, instead of having it set to 0, I can set it to 2. I don't know if it will let me do it since the item is there's a limit. Oh no, there it is. So 2,125.99.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome. Let's give it a try. So, well, this one was T0, so we want to go to 599. Let's switch that to 0. No, I don't want to save. Here we go here. 599. Oh, I put my transaction on hold. One feature that I did not show you actually yesterday was the hold and recall function. So if I put a transaction on hold, now I only have one. Let me just put another one. So I can either use the shortcut, which is F2 that I've been using, or the hold and recall button that is right here in red. On the hold, there is a barcode that I can scan to recall it, or I can press the hold and recall button and it will show me a list of all the old that I have, and I'm even seeing the one from my other colleagues on the network, so I can recall their transaction too, as it seems. So here are my transactions. So if I select this one, it will bring it on screen and I can complete the transaction. This will also work on all the lanes. So if you're putting a transaction on lane 2 and you want to recall it on lane 1, it is possible. It's a setting actually, Crystal. So under we'll be seeing it like in 2 minutes or well 5 minutes. So hold your question and I'll continue with that if it's okay with you. Just one thing in peripherals before we skip to the next part. Well, two things. I might add a third one if it continue like that. We can do signature capture. So depending if you're with DataCap or MicroTracks, we can do signature capture. If some of you were wondering, so that's something possible. So we can sorry, we can do signature capture on with either DataCap or MicroTracks. It's not possible with the Canadian market since we're not doing signature since 2009 anymore. But in the US, you can still do signature capture. Yes, the signature mark will be on the pin pad. So you will be prompted on the pin pad and it will apply either for credit card transaction or if you want to use the signature capture for house charge. But they will be prompted on the pin pad. To answer Bradley's question, do these definition table need to be set on each lane? Do they carry over across the store? They are shared between all the stores, so it is not a setting that is unique per lane. It's really shared with all the lanes. Yes, Mark, we can also show the signature capture on the receipt that was captured by the pin pad. One thing on printer that I did not mention is that we have a document printer. So this is to print on a regular 8.5 by 11 paper. So the invoice will show the details. So you can do a quote that you can give to your customer, or if you want something more formal than a simple receipt, that's something we can use, and it can be called with the button at the POS. I just wanted to mention it so you know that it's possible, and we can also customize this to reflect the brand of the store if we need, or if they want to add or remove information, we can customize the invoice to add and remove field. Can you put a return barcode on the receipt? Yes, Sean, you can do. You can recall a transaction using a barcode to reverse the whole transaction. Yes, Bradley, exactly. So there's two different definition table. One is for serial scanner, and the other one for keyboard wiz. I'm sorry, Melissa. I'm not sure what's your question here. I can do many things, but I'm pretty sure that's not the question you're asking now. No, the if you recall the transaction with the barcode, it will only we can only reverse the old transaction, not just one specific item from this transaction. Oh, so just sorry, just setting the correct stuff on my laptop so I can see what you guys are writing and what I need to show. So yeah, I know that's something that they are working on for the recall with the barcodes. and to only return one items. Um, I do believe there's not a lot of requests. Even I did heard about this in the past by some customer, but there's no the way we work for the wish list is really by vote. So the more we have on a specific of a specific request, the more we will work on it. Um, but I guess as we speak, not a lot of people have reached the team for that. On my side, I'm sorry, Crystal. I can do the mention, but I will not be able to force it to the team for the development. It's really based on the vote profile. So the more requests we have on a feature, and the more time will be assigned to it. Sean, we will be seeing this option right now for the print UPC. So just give me a moment and I'll show you what is there. But to answer quickly, it will print it on top of it. I'm sorry, Luca, I'm not sure to understand your question. Let me just try to reread again. If you set the profile setting while testing at the office, then click on site, which setting will override? Well, if you plug the device on the same computer at the same back, I believe. Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Sorry about that. I'm using a TMT88 that was smashed in a trade show. Let me just remove it to see if that's the one crashing my system all the time, because I will not need it anymore. And yeah, we're close to break time. That's true, but I'm pretty sure I can finish the next part before we go and break. Or if you... So I turn up the receive printer. Let's see if it... I'm sorry, I have to let some people in. Oh, and I need to share my screen. Okay. So the next part is POS setup system, where I was editing before the computer decided it was time to go off again. So let's go to system. So system under POS setup is the where you will mostly come the most, because we have the settings for the advanced that we use often to search and change some setting that will be required by the store owner. The general tab includes store name. This is not the information that will be printed on the receipt. This is something separated, but you still can put the information of the store here, your store number, your terminal number, the way you're balancing by. So it can be either by cashier, terminal, or drawer. Under the LBus help, if I go to help content and I search by, oh, is it LBus? Let's see, balancing. Yes. So I do have balancing type, and they are all very explained in detail here, all the three types of balancing. If you want to read them, that's a good thing to get familiar with them. If you don't plan to use any other settings than cashier, I don't think you need to be worried about it. But if you plan to use the balancing by terminal or drawer, it's a good thing to read. Currency symbols. So we have the never show sometimes. That's a funny one. I'm pretty sure no one use it. Always show, because sometimes it's not that precise. Here we have the CID limit. So that's the cash in drawer limit. By setting that, you can force the cashier to withdraw some money from the cash drawer when they reach a certain amount. They have a warning in the icon at the bottom of the POS. They have a message on screen telling them that they are over the cashier in drawer limit. And if you want to change the amount, you highlight it and press amount. And you type in the new amount you want, 8,000 here. So just to show you how it looks. Do I have anything expensive here? Oh, that's not expensive. E. Oh, not bad. I did set it to 8,000, right? Huh? Okay. I'm putting 1, 12, 20 by 1. Oh, that will take a while. Let me just make it something smaller. I don't have any expensive item today. Normally I do have very expensive stuff. I do the training. So as you can see, I have the bag at the bottom of my POS with the dollar sign. I have the bag here. And that's still the cashier that it's time to do a pickup. So to do the pickup, we go to tender menu, pickup, cash pickup menu, and here I can do a pickup of 80, 100 bills. And I do cash again to cash pickup. I'll go back here. I do the end cash pickup and pickup, and now the bag is gone and the money was removed from my drawer. So that's how we do the pickup. Pickup at the back office. We do have the option to do it. Pickup. So that's an extra module. You can, yes, you can. Oh, I need to select the cashier. So cashier 7. So I can do it, yes, from the back office here. I turn off my receipt printer, but yes, a slip will print out and it will show the details. So it shows that I have removed 80, 100 bills from my drawer. For safe balancing, it's I'm not for safe balancing, it's a training that is separated from this one that we do for the dealer who buy the module. It's not everyone will get it. Actually, most of the time they are not being used. Doing an in-depth on safe balancing is not planned as we speak right now. I can try to show you quickly tomorrow a little peek on how it works. But normally it's really something that we give separated from everything, since it might be confusing and there's a lot of information to get from it. The other tabs that we have under system, we have directories, which will not be touched. The PC name stay the same. The office folder will be is hard coded, so it can be modified. Database also will be the same thing. It won't be touched. Taxes, that's where you configure your tax. So we have, as we speak, for taxes, you can use either rate, which is just a rate that you add to the total of the item, the tax table to create a bracket. So from one point to another, you can create a range of tax. So depending the amount, it will change the amount of tax that is being charged. VAT, which is value added tax, that's mostly called tax include. So when your tax are included in your price, that's what you can use. And we have rate by items. This is used mostly. It was made for Saskatchewan in Canada. So it's a province where when they sell used furniture, they do not tax if the furniture costs less than $300. But if one of them reach out this amount, we do charge for this. We do charge a tax for the goods that are over $300. So that was made for them. So most of you will not use it. So normally we stick to the rate, the table, or the VAT. Even the table is very, very rare. So it's usually rate or VAT that are being used on the market. We have a field for the rate, the rounding, and when it starts. The NTX quantities stand for no tax quantity. So we have some situation like if you buy pastry foods and you buy it over 6 items. So if you set no tax quantity to 6, when you'll buy more than 6 of a specific item, let's say that are donuts at the store, they will not be taxable. So that's where we will do this setting. You have any question on taxes? Well, here in Canada, if you buy let's say a dozen of donuts, they are not taxable because you have 6 or more pastries. So if you buy one donut, you'll pay tax on it. If you buy 2, you'll pay 3, etc. But if you buy 6 or more, no taxes. It's like you're not buying it to eat it right now. You're buying it to for food, so it's not taxable anymore. I don't do the law, but that's how it works. So any pastry that you buy in a pack of 6 or more are not taxable. Yeah, but only for pastry here that apply. So if you buy 6 dishwasher, you'll still pay the same taxes. But if you buy 6 donuts, you will not pay the taxes. So it's not considered that you're eating it right now. It's not like a fast food service or a restaurant service anymore. It's considered that it's like if you're buying a box of cookie at the grocery store, there's no tax. Yeah, and it also applied to Krispy Kreme, so I don't mind. They have the same. They follow the same protocol here. So for the 6 or more, so I can look for that. I don't know if they will cross the border right now. Oh well. So I think we will go and break now, and I will continue with Footstamp when we come back. We can Uber. I don't know if that they can still cross the border too with the Uber. That will be I doubt right now, but when the COVID is over, I think we can manage to have some resale of donuts across the border. We'll take a break. We'll come back at 2:50. Is that okay with everyone? See you all at 2:50.
Hey, Dominic, can you hear me?
Yes.
Just to clarify my question from earlier. So let's say that you are doing a hardware upgrade, just the terminals for a store, and we set up our terminals at our office and set the peripherals there in preparation for taking to the store. Then we take it to the store and plug it in. Will the peripherals that I have just set override the peripherals? So if we're doing one register at a time, is it gonna mess up the other registers and just automatically upload the peripherals that we set? Or is the peripherals that are already there, are they gonna override the ones that we set at the office?
Not right away. Only if you do when you do it, let's say from the POS setup on the lanes, you're only modifying the current lane. So if you do a deployable change before you have replaced all the peripherals on all the lanes, there it will cause a problem. But if you don't deploy from the back office to all the lanes, it will not cause any problem to the other registers.
Got it. So it only changes the peripherals on the other ones once you do deploy all change.
Yes, exactly.
Got it. That makes sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. No problem. Okay, so we're going to continue. So you're all able to still see my screen and hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. So, uh, for the food stamp here, the food stamp tab, sorry, food stamp tab and not tab. We have two ways of doing food stamps. So we have either way is Illinois or New Jersey. It's not that we just support food stamp in those two states. Sorry, it's just that the weight of doing it is different. So the Illinois style is to remove the tax on the item purchased with food stamp only. So the tax will be removed on the item that are food stampable. And the New Jersey is to remove the tax from the whole transaction, including the items that are not food stampable. No, Melissa, that's not the only state. We do have it in all of them, but there's two food stamp style that are being used. 99% of the state use the Illinois way. I guess New Jersey will use the New Jersey way, but other than that, they are all working like Illinois. So it does work in all the state, not just for those two. Here we have the the symbol. Normally it's F for food stamp, W for WIC. I never remember what FSA is. I know I have read it somewhere. Yeah, of course, more taxes. Yeah, always. But the FSA option are not. I think they are not used anymore. So I will not go on them in details because they are not being used anymore. I think that's it for food stamp allowable. So, but that's a setting that we can have under the each item or the sub-department. The FSA. Oh, someone is joining. Oh. So POS, so FSA, non-FSA, FSA or FSA RX. That's something that we can have on each item under sub-department. In all the years I've worked for Legivision, I've never seen anyone use it. So maybe not something that I should be aware of, but maybe you guys know more than I do on that. Okay. I've learned something. Well, I would not say Canada is better on everything, but on that part, I think it's easier to understand. Oh, okay. Wow. Then it's in all the years I worked for Legion, I never did the configuration for that. So someone else, the dealer were aware of what it was. So they know more than we do. I'm pretty sure I ask any of my colleagues right now, what is the FSA field, and they have no idea what I'm talking about. Future spending account. So we'll go to the PLU tab. So I think someone mentioned earlier the printing option. So PLU number. So that is the I think Kenneth, you're in Canada. That's why you don't know, like me. Yeah, RX. That makes sense for prescription. Well, so under PLU we have a few options. So we have I was talking about the printing option. So here we have either the PLU number, explain price, and explain discount. So as you can see, on the bottom left, there is some explanation that are very detailed, like we'll explain the discount if required, we'll explain the price if required, and this will print the PLU number on the receipt. The way it worked for explaining the price is just that it will show the regular price. Well, the discount and explaining the price. It's just that when the options are active, it will show the regular price versus the sell price. So they will be both on the screen. And if you're having an item that is being tracked by weight, it will show the weight sign. So it will add the kilogram or the pound sign to the item description. So if we turn on the option for printing PLU on the POS, the only thing that it will change that it will add the PLU icon at the top of the line. I think there is ghost in the office. The printer is printing when I'm the only one there. So the only thing that is due that is add the PLU number above the item name. Sorry. Go back to PLU tab. So we have our definition table that we used earlier to configure the keyboard wedge and the keyboard definition table. Under here, we have the SRP, which is the suggested retail price. This can be configured on each item. There is a field under maintenance item price. Item price. So on the left here, we can set the SRP. So if I activate my SRP on my item, when I will do a sale at the POS, it will show item 1 and regular price, which will be $2.95, but here I'm setting it for $1.99. So the customer feel like he's still getting a discount when there's no real discount. Going back to PLU. So here that's that will print your price. That's an interesting option. Yeah, it doesn't change anything. That's what I remember. Yes, I can do that SRP thing again. If I go back to system, PLU, so the SRP is the checkbox here. So that's so SRP graying out the USAVE, but you can use it even though you have that. So the SRP is the suggested retail price if it's configured. So it needs to be under each item here under SRP. So right now it's set to $2.95. So if I remove it and I look at it at the POS, I can see that it's only showing my item and my price, which is $1.99. If I go back to system PLU, when I turn it on, the difference is that when I will do my transaction, I will have the regular price, which is $2.95 for 154 gram. So regular price that they show underneath, under the description. For PLU, so for the USAVE, I'll do that. Oh. For the USAVE, there is a little bug when we click SRP and click it, so the USAVE doesn't get active. So the USAVE, there's two options. One is based on the level 1, so it's based on the item price level 1. So right now, if I do a USAVE, it will be based on my $1.99, I believe. That is my sell price right now. Right? Yeah, that will be it. Or it can be based on my suggested retail price. So if I activate it right now like that, and I do sell my item, I will not have any USAVE for this specific item. If I set a percent off 10% here, it should show me a USAVE of 19 cents. The SRP, Jimmy, can be whatever you want. Of course, if it's if your price is higher than the SRP, the customer might feel like it's being stolen. Here, as you can see, I have my discount of 10%, so it's telling me that I'm saving 20 cents, so that the USAVE is based on my base price of $1.99. So here I have a USAVE for the item. There's also a USAVE at the end of the transaction. It can be turned off if you need it. That's a setting that is not part of PLU, so that's separated, but the USAVE can be removed from the receipt. Or we can do it based on the suggested retail price. And here I have a USAVE of 116. So it's based on the 295 that I have here. Sorry. On the left here, we have miscellaneous, so quantity on the same line. So instead of having the quantity, well, I can show you how it works. If I do 1 at, not 1, let's use a higher number, 2 at 1. So right now, there's a lot of information on my receipt. Let me remove some of them so it's less complicated to follow. I'll get rid now of the USAVE. So USAVE, apply. Okay. So if we go back to at 1, so here we have 2 at 199. there's still a coupon that is being triggered. I don't remember when we configured it, but I guess that was from a few days ago. PLU. So quantity on the same line. So we'll print quantity on the same line. We'll see what it do. So the quantity before it was with the description. Now it's with the price.
Dominic, can I go back to the USave?
I'm sorry.
Can I go back to the USave for a minute?
Of course.
So if I've got a regular price of $5 and you set USave to price level 1 and it's on sale for $1.99, shouldn't it show me?
No, because the way it works, it's based on the. I see what you're saying, because here I have my sale of $1.99, but the way it works is that it's based on the current active price and not the regular price. So
Okay.
it will not show the batch promotion there. I'm just going to go see why the printer is making so much noise since. Oh. There is someone really printing. So yeah, the USave will really be based on the regular price. The active price right now, and every discount or percent discount that we will add to it will be part of the USave. So point and percentage. So when we give point, we can have, instead of having the number of point, we can have a percentage of point on the screen. I'm sorry, Melissa. For the USave, as you can see on my item, let me just put it back on level 1 to show it. Right now, on my item, I have a sale price of $1.99 and my regular price is $5. But if I don't give a discount on my item, I will not have any USave. So right now, even though compared to $5, my price is reduced by $3.01. There is no USave that will be showing, because the USave will always work with the active price. So compared to $1.99, there's no discount to this item. But if I do a 10% item discount, at the bottom of this transaction, I will have a USL. The SRP is based on here on the left. For maintenance. So that's the one that we're using. I'm not sure to understand. Well, I do understand what why mean, but that because that's how it works.
Melissa, I think what he's trying to say is the SRP is whatever you want it to be. It's just a reference. It's not, it doesn't play into the pricing except for if you tell it to show a savings based off the SRP. Is that correct, Dominic?
Yes, you're 100% right. Yeah, the SRP is not coming. It's not something that we will use at the POS to do a transaction. It's really a price that is being entered by the store or from an import to define the price that the item will be sold at the POS. Just to.
Would be kind of cool if the regular price went to SRP when it went on sale, so you could do the USave.
I'm sorry. Can you start over?
It would be kind of nice if the regular price went to SRP. So when you put something on sale, so you do take advantage of the USave.
Yes, that would be a good feature maybe to add in the future. I'll be honest, I'm not sure why this decision was originally taken 30 years ago to work that way. Being transparent here, I guess at some point some customer really wanted to only show the USave if there was a discount that was assigned to it. What happened often on my side, I did set up the sale price to $1.99, but what we usually see in a batch is, let's say it will be the item will still be the regular price of $5, but they will give $3 off on it, and that's how the discount will be applied to the POS. So they when you do in that case, if you call the item here for item 1, I did not activated my USave, I guess. Why am I having? Oh, it's the training price, not that it is active, of course, since it's the best one. Okay, $3 off. So normally they keep at the base price as the regular price, and they add the discount in a different in the discount field, and there they will have the item discount. Is my USave not active? I see there's a lot of question coming. Oh, USave is not active. Based on level 1. On here I have my USave of $3. Let me try to catch up on everyone. Well, right now I'm set up to be on the base price level 1. Yes, the SRP is really to make the customer feel like they're getting a discount when they are not really getting one. But yeah, with the current configuration, Mark, for the batch, it does show the USave. Well, the base price is the price currently configured in the item. And the suggested retail price is, let's say you have Oreo cookies, and the Christie company told you that a box of Oreo cookies should be usually sell at $3.99. So you put that under the SRP, and after that the store decide the price they wanted to sell it under the base price. But you know that there is also a very useful feature that we call erase everything there. And this information is not mandatory, and the system can still work. So, do you have any other question for the USave, or next time I think I'll just hide the SRP part? Or is it making more sense? Or is it still not making any sense? Honestly, the SRP USave is not really used often. 99% of the time we're using the one based on level 1. I did, yeah. Yeah, that's I didn't expect to have that much reaction for the SRP versus the base on level 1. The USave usually is a lot smoother than that. I'm not sure trying to understand when you say add TPR item. Maybe I'm not having the right word, or maybe I don't know the expression. What are you referring to?
Just any item you've got on sale. Is there some kind of parameter or something to say you saved this amount when I've got this item on sale based on the sale price and the base price?
You mean the regular price? No. So the only way to do it is like I just did here. So it's to set your base price to $5 and enter the discount in the dollar field or the percentage field. So in this case, if I sell my Oreo cookies at the POS, they will show with the USave of $3 since there is a coupon of $3. Of course, if I was using a percentage, it will also show an amount and the percentage underneath.
So if an item is on an ad, it can't show the U-save versus the base price?
Versus the regular price?
Yeah.
No. We can identify the item to be on sales. We can print a star beside it, but it will show as the base price. So the system will not calculate a U-save if you were using the base price field.
Oh.
But if we're doing a discount in the discount field, then there will be a U-save.
Oh, that's okay.
No, Crystal. U-save, you don't need an SRP. As you can see right now, I don't have a SRP and my U-save is still showing. I'm just the SRP option, like I said, it's not something that we use really anymore. Everyone is using the base on level 1 most of the time. So the SRP is, in the past it was popular. Now it's mostly based on level 1 that the U-save that we'll be using. But the SRP field is not anything mandatory. So it's either one or the other. You cannot work with both. What kind of coffee I drink? I do not drink coffee, actually. I just eat donuts. I buy $1 of 6 every day, so I don't pay taxes. So is it making sense for the U-save? And let's say I'll do some cheating. So let's be honest. Oh no. That doesn't exist, and that's the new POS setup now. Well, let me think of a way to just rephrase it to make it more easier to follow. Let's just ignore the. I haven't said anything about the SRP, and it doesn't exist. Let's ignore that. So, do you save based on level 1? Apply to any discount. So apply to the base price. So base on level 1. So base stands for the base price of the level 1, and it's on the active price. So the one where we have the green arrow on right now. If I want to use save to show, I need to set a discount in the discount field or the discount percentage field. Otherwise, there won't be any use save showing there. So right now, I don't have any use save. I'm sorry, Mark. I'm not sure to understand. Yeah, I'm not getting it for sure, but what are you referring to?
Mark, you might want to unmute and just talk.
Oh, I understand, Mark, what you're telling me for that. I do agree with you. That's a good way of doing it, but the system will not allow it to work that way. The current way it works, you must set your batch as the same price of your regular price and use the discount field on the right to define the amount if you want to show it on the you save. Well, I can tell that to your sales rep. I think it's Alex Despatie. On my side, I think he will be the one that will be able to help you with that, to see if it's feasible in the future and to plan it in the software. But as we speak, the way it works, that's how it works. I'm sorry if that's not what you were looking for.
Dominic, maybe you could show how the savings shows up on the register if we're just doing a sale batch, because I think for the majority of our customers, they're going to want a start date and an end date on something that has a discount, not as an everyday situation. I think that would be very rare, but if you could show how it shows up on the register if we're doing it as a batch instead of using this, because they're going to want it to turn off and on automatically most of the time.
But that's what I have right now. Just as you can see, my regular price is the blue arrow, and the green one is a batch that is from Monday, so January 25th, 2021 to the end of the month. That's a price batch.
So you're saying, can you bring the point of sale back up?
Sure.
So you're saying if I have an item on sale in a batch, my base price is $5 and I've got it on sale for $3.99. Okay. The customer's not going to see the fact that it's on sale for $3.99?
That is correct.
Does it print on the receipt that it's on sale for $3.99?
We have an option to, oh, not 4. Why did I do 4? Control F1. So we can add a star to it to mention that it will be mostly for the store. If we add the star, it's not something that will be very obvious for the customer, but we can add a symbol beside it, a star that saying that it's on sale. Yes.
So can you pull up the batch then, that training batch, and we can look at that really quick?
Yeah. So item 1. Oops. So here, item 1, which is our Oreo cookies. Price start date, price end date. Oh, I changed the year. That's the one. Is there anything specific you want to see in the batch, or is that okay with you?
So there's no way to see, again, on the register side, other than a star, that the customer is receiving a sale price in this scenario without using the USave.
In this scenario, without using the discount field, correct.
And you can't adjust the discount field from a batch.
Yes, they are there. So here they are. So originally this was set with 10% here. So if I do the save, go to this item and come back, and now the field is set to 10% from the batch.
Okay, so doing it that way, can you show it at the register that it'll show the USave?
Yeah, it will show the USave based on the $3.99 and not on the $5. So it will be the USave, the difference between $3.99 with the 10%. So at the POS, if I send the item, Oh, I do have the you say for the 10% off.
So if you just set the base retail to the price in that batch and then just did the discount in the discount field there, then it would show
Yes.
the savings off of the base retail.
Yeah. So if I change my price for 5, which is my regular one for the item 1, and I just leave the 10% off like that, I will not modify anything. So the system will still compare, telling that since there is a 10%, that's still the best price for the customer. At the POS, if I do 1, it will show that you save at 50 cents. But what I think we can do from this part, we can continue this discussion maybe off training. I will continue with the training moving forward. I think that's something we can maybe address with the sales team and the support. But for today's class, we will just move to the next step. If you want any details on how the USave work, I can give you extra details on how the USave work. But for the way the system currently work, I think we're there moving forward. Otherwise, we will be on this point for a while, and we'll be late to finish on Friday. So I just want to make sure that you guys receive all the information before we're done tomorrow. And I will not like to keep you too long tomorrow either on training. So I'll just move forward back to the system to continue showing the other option under PLU, if that's okay with everyone. So, so under miscellaneous, quantity on the same line, I think I did show it to you already. Point and percentage, by default, we're showing the point as a value. Point and percentage is rarely used, but if you want to show how much percentage of points you gain compared to your last balance, that's the flag to use. I don't think that's something very useful. No discount on promo is a very important flag. So if you already have a discount on an item, you don't want to add another discount on it. No discount on promo is the flag to activate. So this will prevent from accumulating multiple promotion on the same product, same item, same PLU. Sorry. Maintain cost. This option allows us to track the cost information at the moment of the sale. So if you want to do report in the back office with the cost at the moment of the sale, this needs to be on. Otherwise, the POS will not send back the cost. So that's an option to go to when you install a new customer to activate that. So this way you have the cost information saved in the database to use in the report, and allow selling below cost. This option will work only with the price override function. So let's say you have a cost of $1 on an item. The price is set to $2. The cashier select this item and decide to change it to 50 cents. This will not let it go through since the cost of the item will be below. The price of the item will be below the cost that it really costs. Let's just see if I have a cost on this one here. So 125. Is it on screen? Price override. Price override. It was called price modify. So I'll remove my wick button since I will not be doing wick. Here, and I try to change this from this to, oh, I can't erase, from 25 cents And it did work. So I did something wrong. Am I allowed to have anything that worked today? Is it? Okay, I'm sorry. That was fixed in the next version. So I felt that it will work, but I did not update my version to the latest one. So I'm sorry, this will not work. But in the release version, the price override. So if you try to change that for the maybe it was my default vendor. It's 50, 125, 789. So that's it. The option to allow selling below cost will be blocked if the cost is not being respected. That's something that work. I will not try to look too much into it since I see the time is already going through. I'm sorry. Normally I will try to find out why it was doing this behavior, but we've been a lot on the USAVE, so I'll just have to move forward. So if we go now to the account tab, we have the print option. So that's the option to print on the receipt or on the receipt screen. I mean, and the receipt for the customer. So that's where you can control them. You have the print account name, print contact name, etc. For customer account, we have we can give a discount to the customer. So it by default it's a global discount that will apply at the end of the transaction. But if we prefer, we can activate this option, and the discount, instead of being on at the end of the transaction on the total, it will be on each item. So that's an option that is very useful. So you have more visibility and you see the discount being set to each item. I can show you quickly. That's called the account here. So if I call my account, I see my account discount is set. Oh, that's this one I have another. This one is part of the batch, so that's why I have the 10%, and I also have the no discount on promo. So that's why it doesn't stack up. So there's only one, but here we have the 5% being on each item instead of the total. So if I remove the option under POS setup system account, so now I don't see the discount like it is, but if I do, that's item discount that are from the batch here that we see. If I do my tender cash at the end of the transaction, oh, I did not call my account. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I kind of press scroll lock. So that's a regular item discount, no global discount. If I complete with cash, at the end, I have my discount global account 5%, so it applies at the end of the transaction. The discount table, which is right under here, this will be used if you want to sell item at cost plus. This can be configured in maintenance account discount table. Discount, sorry. It works by sub-department, so you assign a sub-department depending the client level. So here is come to use the flag that we were seeing, the one called MPF with a number, so multi-purpose flag. So that's here where you will use the at least multi-purpose flag 1. So if the item is set with multi-purpose flag, well, let me just start from the bottom here. If it's set with the multi-purpose flag 1 and it's on sale, do a discount of 10%. If it's set with MPF flag 1 and no sales, you can do a discount of 15%. So that's just a condition you can use. And on the right, that's what we will use to do cost plus. So use the current cost and add to the price here and give actually, add to the price a certain amount. So even though it looked like a discount rate for this field, when the option for cost is active, it's a cost plus price that it become right now. So if I do an example quickly, cost plus 10% for customer that are level 1, I look at my account. Right now, my customer 1 is level 2. Do I have anyone set to level 1? No. So I will set Paul to level 1. Client level, I'll change it to 1. Use discount table need to be active for it to work. I'll call my customer 3. And so here it's 25 cents. Huh. It did give a discount. It's 125. I think I'm having a hard time with my cost at the POS right now. Being a little synchronization problem. Oh no, my price become $25. 25 cents. Again, here the best price situation will apply. So if the discount table doesn't give a better price for the customer, it will not be used. And my web department 10, is that sub department 10? Yes. Oh, but it's on sale. That's why it's not using it, because I said no to sales. Okay. I'm sorry, I was a little bit confused with all we just did before. So here we are, 56 cents. What's my current cost? Oh, it's 56 cents. It's using the landed cost. So what it's doing is, since I have the landed cost, the average that I paid in my receiving, if I want it to be 125, I can press the use button, deploy it to the POS. But right now it's 56 cents plus 10%, creating for the extra 6 cents. So that's how the cost plus function work. If I use it with 125, which is a more obvious example, 1. So it's 125 plus 10%, giving us the 152 with the taxes. Yes, Jimmy, there is a way. If you go every message, well, before I say too much, most of the message in the POS can be edited. So they are under where the POS is installed. There's a folder called languages, and there we have a few files. So I think it would be MSG, so MSGEN. And if I look for surcharge, that's a message. Is it showing anywhere else? I only have it in French, but user surcharge. Yeah, I spelled it rightly. So unfortunately, it looked like that's one of them that we can't change. I'm sorry. I can verify that to be sure, but normally most of the message can be changed. So we can change the tax, we can change the subtotal, but it looked like the user surcharge 10% cannot be edited to something else. But in this folder, so it might look confusing, but most of the time we will use the message one, and usually we have all the message that being part of there, and we can create a custom file that will be kept even if we update. So it will not get overwritten. So if you make any change that you want to keep to be permanent, they can be done, and the file can be edited to do so. Also for customer account, the account tab, get account balance is important because otherwise you will not get the balance. You can set the account to be compulsory, so you will need an account for every transaction. Must be first. This option will force you to enter the account at the beginning of the transaction. So if you you do a transaction, call all the items and want to call the account and you did not call the account first, the system will prevent you from doing it. So if I do activate the option must be first, 1, 2, 3, and I try to call my customer account 1, account number can only be entered at the beginning of the sale. That's what the option is for. Cancel sale. Confirmation is to verify the account information. So when you do that, you will have an extra box that will prompt you with the customer name, so you're sure you have the right person for the cashier. You can set an expiry date for the account. So there is an option that you can activate to set the expiry date. The other option right underneath, accept not found customer, is tricky because even if I check it, as you can see, the option to create in backend is still grayed out. This option can only be controlled if you go to the POS setup from the back office. So you have to go to the back office, POS setup, system, account, and there you can accept not found customer and create in backend. And this thing need to be activated on our lane, so I have to do a deploy change to send it. So it applied to my POS. So if I enter an account number that doesn't exist at the POS and I press, oops, I'm waiting for it ready. And I press my account number button that is right there in gray on top of the flip chart. It will ask me that the account is not found. Would you like to create it? I can say yes. Company will be Logivision. First name Dominique, last name Robert. Address, this is the office address. 210. Oh, my erase is not working, so enter remark. Training and language, I'll put EN for English this time. So now my account, if I do transaction and pay with my customer, it will be created in the back office. So it's a customer that will be able to use for a future transaction. It will not ask me the question. We can control the question. I'll show you that shortly. So if I go 6622, there's now an account for me. Also under system on the account tab, there is here the prompt button. So that's where you can control for the prompt when you're creating a new account. So it's the name, when they are saying the name, they are referring to the company name. So that's the company name, and contact is first name and last name. But all the prompts you can uncheck and decide what you want to go with. And the question will be changed to the POS. So if I just go with the first name and the email address, first name, last name, and email address, I can enter the information into the system. So I'm entering my customer account that does not exist. Press the account number. Do you want to create it? Yes. My first name, last name. For the email address, the @ sign is not there, so I will just do it by double clicking on the entry buffer. I created my account. If I try to create another account with the same email address, the system will not let me do it. It will detect that I'm already using this email address, so you can only have one email address per account. Yes, the entry buffer, Melissa. So where you have the blinking cursor, you can double click there and it will bring up the on-screen keyboard. Sorry, maybe yeah, I was fast in that part. Sorry about that. Do you have any question, or should we go to the next section about the coupons? That's a good question, Sean. I'll be honest with you. I don't even know if it will do it. I think we can give it a try. Let's do it. I'm curious on my side. So I set my Oreo cookies to be 21 and over. And I set my birth date. That's okay, I believe. Customer account 1. So if I just make sure that, so that's asking for it. If I call my customer account number 1, sell the alcohol. Yeah, you're right. It goes through. So it's ignoring the birth date prompt. So it take for granted that the customer is over 21. I'll just remove my age verification here. Otherwise, I'll forget about it. So the next part is the coupon tab. We have by default vendor coupon that exists. So they start by 5. They are given by the manufacturer. So they give you a discount. They are pre-programmed. The one that come from the manufacturer that on the market, they are already pre-programmed, all of them. So that's not something that need to be done. So, but if you need to, there is always the option to edit the table. GS1 it will be configured under the definition table and not the coupon table. That's a different entity. So these are really UPCA barcode, but the first digit of the barcode is a 5. And you can edit the table. It's asking for a password. I believe it's perfect. Yeah, so you made it the table. So if you need to do some modification, they can be done. The password there is perfect. That's the same for everyone. Also, I'll just go back to another tab and come back to coupon. You have a coupon multiplication, so you can set the number of, you can double the coupon if you want to. Here we have in-store coupons. I'll try to make it quick and clear here. That might be difficult. We have the sales and the item coupon. So the sales coupon are triggered by the transaction. So they are triggered by the sales. So the criteria for the coupons, if I create a new coupon, I call it coupon sale. This coupon will be triggered and print on the receipt by the sale. So that's what will be print. This coupon is to give you a free donut, since we're talking about donut earlier. So that's my so I did not press save, I did cancel. This coupon is for a free donut. Just one. It's free, so there's no tax. It's okay. We can set the properties. So here we have some trigger options. So we can decide to be based on the sub-department. If the amount is greater than, equal to, we have the sales total, the client level. We can use the multi-purpose flag 4 here on your item. So that's one of the use that you can do of this flag, multi-purpose flag 4. You can also print barcode on your coupons, but that will be really based on the sales. The other type of coupon is the item coupon. So instead of being triggered by the sale, it's being triggered by one item. So when you create a new coupon, you enter the PLU number that will call this coupon. So in this case, I can do coupon item. So that's the PLU number I will be looking for. Like the sales coupon, you can set something that will be printed there. There is also variable, so we can add the date, we can add the store number, we can add on the barcode, we can set an expiry date if we add the barcode to it. So there is a lot of control over that. Here that will be 3 free donuts. Free donuts. I don't know how to spell anymore. And the properties are similar to the sales coupon. So they can also get, you will need the item plus some total to be reached in the transaction. If you don't check anything, it will only be the item that will trigger it. And we can limit it to be 1 per sale. And again, you have a barcode that you can print. So you enter the number there and it will generate the barcode for you on the coupon from the receipt printer. I might have been very fast on that part. Is it clear or for the coupons? Okay, so we'll go to the miscellaneous tab. Miscellaneous tab. This is where we set our, well, the most part that will be used will be the part on the right. That's where we will set our limits. So the last item correction, so the maximum to void an item, the amount of the item. Sorry, that's the last item correction. That's for the void. The maximum refund limit. So if I set it to $1 and how negative a transaction can go. So if I set it to $1 and I try to refund an item. So to do the refund, I'm sorry, I went to my tender menu. I press my refund key. So now I have a pencil showing at the bottom of my screen. I scan my item. It will show in red in negative. Since I set my minimum to my maximum, sorry, to $1 for a refund, I have the key that is flashing. So if I try to complete a transaction with cash to give back the money, I'll be manager required, maximum refund amount reach. So I will go with my operator, do 7. Where are you? Oh, there it is. Sorry. So do 7 manager ID right under the flip chart button. Press it, enter my password for my operator. And I can choose to do it for either for the next function or the whole transaction. So I'll go with the next function, select cash. So now my refund is completed. That option under if there's a setting to at the end of the order, I'll have to double check, Mark, to be sure. I know there's a way to ask to prevent from using a button right away. If we do the configuration in the button, the cashier will not be able to use it for sure. For the limit that are set on their miscellaneous, it only work at the end of the transaction. It will still let the customer go through, but it will prevent him from completing the transaction. So the limit that are configured in POS setup system are really at the end of the transaction. We have some button and some scenario that we can set right away to prevent the cashier from using them. And if we want to change the prompt at the end, we can change the prompt to be hard coded to something. So the next function or the whole transaction. So that can be hard coded in the system if you need.
Hey, Dominic, is there a way to verify the price? Meaning you came back and it was on sale when you bought it, but it's at a different price now?
To verify, you mean the price from a transaction that was done, let's say, a few days earlier this week?
Yeah, let's say I bought it last week and then the ad broke Monday. Now it's a cheaper price. Or I bought it on ad and now the ad's off and I paid a cheaper price than what it is now.
Yes, you can recall the transaction by using the transaction number. So on the receipt, you will have the transaction number. and you can enter with this setup is not that obvious, but this button, the arrow back, is called previous transaction. So if I go and type in, let's say transaction 30, well, I reinstalled my POS today to move it here. So I go and I do 65 previous transaction. It will bring me to the transaction 65. So I'll be able to see the price at the moment of the transaction. The maximum to go back with that is 60 days. Is it answering your question? Is that making sense?
Yes, I'm not used to having the barcode or being able to recall them like that. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. And Crystal is asking, can you set levels, meaning cashier can only refund $5, but head cashier can refund 20? For the limits under miscellaneous, no. It's really that's a limit for all your clerks. So if you have the assistant manager, manager, owner, and programmer will be able to override the setting. Well, Kenneth, the invoice number and the transaction number are the same to me. Maybe I'm confusing something. Just to finish with miscellaneous, sorry to speed up everything. One thing that is, I think, very important is here the option for the flip chart. So that's a flip chart that you will have on the POS where you can configure some item, either sub-department, PLU, or page to change the page to bring you to another page in the system. You can use pictures, you can show text. So I know. So if I show you on the POS right now what I have, it's not super beautiful, as you can know as my design skill, but you have one also. I think yours will be the same that you have. So if you click the flip chart button right here, this will bring you there. So you can select, let's say for veggies, I have eggplant button. So that's scanning the item. When I just select it on the screen, large sludge, fresh fruit. That's where we configured the flip chart. We also have a program to auto-generate the flip chart. So based on sub-department or all the items from the database, we can auto-generate the flip chart so you don't have to do it manually from the setup. There is also 2 pages. So by default, I was showing you the first one. But when you go to System, Miscellaneous Flip Chart, if you right-click, you have the number 2, which is called number 1. Because the first one is called flip chart 0. So there is 2 pages that can be configured for flip chart. Here under headers, this is where we will configure the receipt header to show at the top of the receipt when it's printing. We also have the footer, we have the trailer. There is extra if you want to show something else when you're doing a refund. So you want to force the customer to sign, you use a receipt trailer 2 and you add the signature line for the customer to sign on refund. We have the option to do rain check. So if an article is not on the shelf when you come to the store and it's on discount, you get a coupon from the store that can be printed from the receipt. And the next time you come, you can get the item at the same price that it was on promotion. I have 2 tabs to do, so I'm kind of on time. This is the restrictor. So this is used. I use frequently this example, but when you're let's say you're not allowed to sell alcohol after a certain time during the night, so that will be the option. So here we have different selection. It's day of the week, maximum quantity, no credit card, and no charge. So maximum quantity, if you want to limit the items to 2 per customer for the same one, we can do that here. It was very popular during the pandemic. Some people were rushing on some article like toilet paper and other stuff like that. So that's an option that we do have to configure. I will go with the day of the week, so I will set it to be all day. So all day from 11 p.m. to 7 in the morning. I will not be able to buy all the items that are set with the restrictor code 11. So let me just put it to something that we can test now. So from 3 p.m. to 6 in the morning, if my items under maintenance, if you remember from Tuesday, that was far ago, here we have the restrictor code field. If I enter 1, if I try to buy my Oreo cookies, I forgot to do my deploy all change. This item cannot be sold now. That's the error that will show on screen. So that's a very quick overview of the restrictor. And the last table, the most important one, it's called events. I never know how to pronounce that word, so I'm very sorry if I'm breaking it completely. My French thick accent on this one is making it difficult for me. So this is where you can set some automatic tasks. The first one is the inactivity period before locking the keyboard. That's in minutes, so by default it's 20, but if you activate it, you will be able to change the value to something shorter. So the keyboard will be locked. Once the keyboard is locked, only the cashier who, that was using the POS can unlock it, or an assistant manager, owner, or programmer. So no other cashier can log into the system. You have a time of day to delete all the old transactions. So if you only want to keep for 24 hours your old, you can set a time in the middle of the night so they get deleted automatically, and you start every day fresh. Inactivity period before signing off the cashier. So that's instead of locking the keyboard, it will just sign off the cashier. So the POS will not have any cashier login into it. You can also have a time of day to force a sign off, or you can set it to log off after each transaction. Here, the maximum key delay is for keyboard is when you type in something on the POS and you don't press enter right away, or you don't click anything. I think the default is 6 seconds. On my side, I set it to 0 to be unlimited, so I don't have to wait for don't have to wait to not, so I don't get the error. If you do not want to delete the old transaction, Crystal, you just don't activate the option. By default, it's inactive. So by default, it will not delete them. It will be kept forever. And I think I was able to cover everything I wanted to see today. The last thing is that I didn't show is the currency. So how to do foreign currency. But you can enter, you can say that it's Canadian. And I think let's see, today you have $1 US for $1.25 Canadian. So that will be the exchange rate that you will enter. No, Melissa, I think you're asking for the old. So if you delete them, is there any way to get it back? No, they will be gone. So if they want to reuse them, they must re-enter them. Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy, I missed your question. Is there a way to manually delete on old? Yes, there is. They are saved in a folder. So you can go to that folder and delete them. Do you have any question? Oh, sorry. Is there a report that? Yes, Crystal, there is. I'm sorry. Under LBus. Is it under other? Yeah, all transactions. So here you have all transaction open and close. So if I go to open, so that's the one I have in my system right now. Any other question? Yes, that's a good idea, Alfonso. I'll try to have it to have that covered. We have one thing to see. Also tomorrow I'll try to show how to do an import. And I also have some notes from since the whole week, some requests from all of you. So I'll try to make sure that we can see everything tomorrow from that. I know it's Friday, so maybe we will not finish at 4. But if I can manage to show everything to everyone, that will be perfect. So for today we're done. We're all free from there, and we'll talk to each other tomorrow.
Thank you, Dominic.
You're welcome. No problem.
Thank you, sir.
Till tomorrow. Thank you.
Bye-bye.